I would say I would tell myself that, and you and I actually spoke about this before. I think there's a really interesting thing that happens to an entrepreneur or a founder as you build a business, that like you learn nothing really is fatal
Hmm.
except for the things that are actually truly fatal. But like, the big things that happen early on in a business when you're a couple people or growing up, it's like, you lose a match, or like in business, your early employee leaves to go somewhere else, or you lose a big customer, or you push something out that's super buggy, and like you lament over these things for weeks, months, sometimes even years, and like you hold on to them. And I think the thing I would tell myself is, if you keep focusing on the big picture stuff and handle the small stuff with grace, you can get to a point where you can build something pretty successful. And I think, one thing that I love is like this framework around speed to resiliency. Whereas, like in the early days, if you're an entrepreneur, something bad happens, it like might take your legs out for weeks, and like you can't get back on the horse because you don't know how to emotionally rationalize it or manage it. And then as you have like more and more things happen to you, and you realize like basically it's just a journey of compounding stuff happening that is negative and or positive. You just get faster at getting over like some of the small issues. A key teammate leaves, you know everyone's got a journey or a path that isn't always like your business. A customer leaves, let's get better and figure out how we can improve upon that way. And so now I think the stuff that used to take me out of whack for weeks or months now is minutes. And I think I would tell myself, focus on the big picture, keep on prioritizing things that are most important. And of course there's gonna be 1,000 things that come your way, but don't sweat them, and feel them, embrace them, don't ignore them, but focus on the big things, because at the end of the day, it's you do a couple of the big things really right, that is good enough to really build something special.
I think that summary, speed to resiliency, is such a good way of describing that attribute. That I when you say that, what goes through my mind is I remember the first person who quit, the first really good person that I ever
Yeah.
worked with at Vocalocity, and they quit. And I think it really, I was upset for, I think, a month. I think
Yeah.
for a month I really thought to myself, like, how could I have lost that person? What am I going to do? What can I do without that They were the only person who could do XYZ, and you really think about, you lose a customer, and it's out of your control. Something happens, whatever it is, and it lasts with you for this long period of time. And when you have that, it really slows you down so
Totally.
much, and so I love
Yes, you-
that speed to resilience. Like, if you can, and I don't know if there's a way to train yourself to be faster at that, or if it's just through the reps and of dealing with it. But I love that line, because I do think that sets people apart, right? If you have to be able to, right? You get the text from the CEO that says we're not going to buy the company, and then you get the text from the investor saying we're not going to invest, and you could attempt to change it. You could be depressed for a year, but those things aren't going to actually help you be successful.